La. All right. It's your girl, Ernie Peppers from the Ernie Peppers Show. Welcome back, guys. And I know it's been a long time, but baby, I'm back. All right. And this is my very first guest on the show, my friend, okay? Miss Nadia Francois. She is way from Baton Rouge, baby. I'm traveling these days. Way from Baton Rouge. She is a hairstylist, an author. She is a community. She does things for the community. Girl, she's all over the place. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Nadia Francois. Hey, baby.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so
Good.
much for having me.
I am in love with having you on the show, baby girl. Yo, let us jump right in. Introduce yourself to the guests that are watching because I know I did a good job, but I want you to do a better job. Okay? Then we can jump in.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Nadia Francois. I am an author, CEO, mother, community advocate, and serial entrepreneur. I own several businesses. I started as a hairstylist, of course, my first love, my first ministry, and I have blossomed to be a community leader since 2013. And we give back to, during that time, I give back to the community, give back to our women, give back to our children. And during that, become an author, have my own hair care products, just a plethora of things. And I know Miss Ernie is going to pull it all out of me, so I'm not going to get too deep. But that is me. She is me, Nadia Francois, and I'm happy to be here this morning.
Whoa, girl, I am happy to have you. Now, look, we're going to jump right in, okay? Because you got
Okay.
a lot goings on, okay? And I
Yes.
want everyone to know that you are the real deal.
Yes,
Holyfield.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
let's start off with that you're from Baton Rouge. Okay.
Yes.
How is it out there? How's the weather?
Girl, it's hey, we don't know. We don't know what season we in over here. But it's well.
Long as you got the same weather problems like the people up here in New York.
Okay, all right, yeah. We
We
rain
all
in one day, we sunshine in one day, we cool one day. Just know our sinuses are trying to hold on.
yes. So now let's talk about you being this amazing hairstylist. When did you start off doing this?
Girl, I started off doing hair like most of us in my mother's kitchen back when I was about 14 years old. And actually, when I was going to college and stuff, I actually was a nursing major. I did not pursue my cosmetology. I just, thought of it as a pastime and, just something God gifted me with.
Right.
And once I began to have children, the
Mm,
nursing field got less interesting and the hair care field kind of got
okay. That's
more yeah, more interesting. And so, going through that and also being a nurse's child, um, kind of changed my perspective on that because when I started having kids, I had boys. And about 5 or 6 years into my marriage, it started getting bad. And um, I was just like, I can't leave my kids. I can't leave my kids, And needless to say, I ended up going with my passion, after consulting with God and God, what should I do? Because I was very torn about that, having young Black boys in America. And I was like, I need to be there for them,
yeah.
and nursing, the medical field is a 24-hour, business. So I was like, I can't challenge the industry like that because that's what it is. So I went to my passion, which is doing hair, and I raised my sons on that income. Ultimately, getting a divorce. Their father pretty much left, and it was all me. And so that's kind of where my story begins in helping others and using my gift in my circumstances to help other women get through
Very
some of the hard things that we go through.
Now look, won't he do it? Okay,
Won't he do it?
he will bring you back to
Yes,
what he have already sprinkled in on you. You was
yes,
lying. You was
yes.
wasting time
I was playing.
doing, and you always find your way back home, baby.
That's
Okay,
it.
so don't think that it's a mistake. It was supposed to happen.
Yes,
All right.
yes,
Now, let's talk about the hairstyling. How
yeah.
far do you go in that? Now that you got the boys situated, your life is situated, what's going on with the hair?
So with hairstyling, of course, when I first became licensed, I opened my own salon and, went through all of that. I also became a licensed barber and a licensed alternative hairstylist, which is pretty much a braider or extension uh, stylist.
Mhm.
And so I just kind of built my career up in the hair care industry. And then in the last couple of years, I have added um, my own hair care line and skincare line. And
Nice.
so, yes, with hair being, I ran away from it several times over the years, of course, like we do with our passion and what God is supposed, what God wants us to do.
Mhm.
And always ended up coming right back, because of what the freedom, of course, the money that we can make if we do the right thing with it. And it's just been very liberating and also a good way to support my kids um, with the versatility.
Were you, would you say that you were like kind of scared because you have known all your life that if you work for someone, you get a check? It is
Mhm.
guaranteed if you showed up. Now you're on your own, girl.
Um, it really was, but at the same time, at that point in my life, it was just like feeling like, hey, let's just do it. It wasn't even a thought of it may not work because I
Yes.
had that scripture that said he put it all in your hands. And
Woo!
so
Yes.
when I read that scripture, it just was like, God, thank you. And that's what gave me that confidence to just keep going, even through the hard times. Of course, it was hard. Of course, I had, a lot going on
Mhm.
with the kids and their dad. And, I had workers, booth renters that were giving me hell, all kind of stuff going on. But I kept pushing through because I knew the promise that he made me.
Yes, and you knew that your word, if you put it out there, it would not come back void, right?
That's it. That's
Okay.
it.
So nobody said, he never told you that it was going to be easy. Now, did you?
He did not.
Okay, that was not one of the promises because you got to
It
work
was not.
through it to get
That's
through.
it.
All right, and
Yes.
you did it. Now, you also spoke about the hair care that you have created. How did you do that and why?
So I had, of course, over the years, when you progress in the beauty industry, that's kind of one of the areas that we stylists go to, of course, is our hair care lines, maybe platform artistry, stuff like that. And I really wasn't interested in it, to be completely honest. I was not interested in having my own hair care line because I like to do things differently, even though I'm in the beauty industry and doing hair, but I have to have my own little,
Yes.
play on things. And so I was like, everybody's doing that. I'm not, I don't want to do it. I'm gonna do something else. And then my hair started falling out.
Oh,
And so I was
but
like, oh
you're a
my
hairstylist. Your hair care. How is your hair falling out?
girl. And it ended up being medical. Like after about a year or so, I found out that I had hyperthyroidism, which is what caused my hair to shed like excessively. I would find like gobs of hair on the back of my car seat, um, gobs of hair on my pillow. And so I got really, upset about that because I had never had a problem. Like I can burn all my hair out with color and everything else, and it'll be like right back. And then I went through that, and it was kind of, it felt I felt how the women who lose their hair forever feel.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
Yes.
God, just show me. And then someone hit me in the back. in a car accident, and I had to go for an MRI. And that is how they found the growth on my thyroid. Like, I probably still would not know. So I think that the way that my life has come together in Christ, I think that all of that happens for a reason, you
Maurice,
know? And
yes.
so, of course, I did give me a good check from being hit in the back, but I also got my my good a good diagnosis, and then I was able to know why I was losing my hair, right? And so, a very, very good friend.
How do you get that? How did that happen?
So it's stress based. Um,
That's what I thought.
yeah,
Yes.
it's stress based, and
Everything you got going on. Yes.
everything I had going on for all of those years, you know. And I actually was just reading something on Graves. I actually have been diagnosed with Graves' disease now, and so and that's an autoimmune disease that's caused by the hyperthyroidism. So, and I mean, I am doing great. I went through a low time where I had very low energy. You know, like I said, my hair and stuff was falling out, but God made that all come to, you know, where I was able to get treated. Now my energy level is back up, my hair is back growing, and but the hair care products came from my mentor
Mm-hmm.
and good friend brought it to me, which I had ventured out, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get the start with the growth drops, right? Because everybody was on the growth drops, and I tried them. None of them worked for me, and I was like, well, I'm gonna try my own.
Mm-hmm.
Got my own growth drops going, and girl, my hair just started
Oh,
growing and yes, coming back, and I started
yes.
feeling my confidence coming back. I didn't have to wear my weave that much, you know, and I was like, ooh, yes. And so a few months after that, as a matter of fact, on my 40th birthday, I'll never forget, I was in Miami in a hotel room, and my mentor called me, and I thought she was just calling to check in, you know.
Right, right,
And
right.
she was like, what do you think about your own hair care line?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think anything. I mean, let's do it, you know? So she was like, girl, because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I couldn't find anyone I could trust to partner with. And I was like, well, I'm
Huh.
here.
Hello.
Right. And so she's like, I will front the products and you do your hair care magic. And so we just started there. And I started using the product on my clients and myself. And she was using them on herself and gave them to her family. And we got our reviews going. We got our people's hair growing. And the rest we are still pushing. And now we have the men's line, we have skincare. And so we are definitely. And so that is just to say, y'all, don't knock collaboration, because if I had tried to do all of this by myself, I probably wouldn't be as far as I am in doing it. And when you have more than one person working with you, or more than just yourself working on something, it
Yes.
always is an
Yes.
easier task. So we have been pushing Crown and Skin and Aries Hair Care Systems for the last 2 years.
Now, would you say, I love it. I am amazed that your hair is like poof, it all came back. You helped hair grow. Now, does it help with the people that want the wigs and they bald on the side? Does it help?
Well, it depends, right? So I am not going to sell anyone a wooden nickel.
Okay,
If your hair has been bald to where the skin on your head is like smooth like this, no follicles, that means your follicles are dead,
okay.
then the hair, I don't care what you put on it, the hair will not grow back.
Girl,
So I am just going to be 100% like, don't go in to the dermatologist. They cannot help you. Do not go and buy the lights. They cannot, if you have no follicle, no hair can grow there, period. And so, you know, I'm not trying to sell my stuff just to sell it. I want it to work for those that purchase it.
now if you have a little bit of fuzz,
If you have a little bit of fuzz, we can work with that. We can work with that. We can make that fuzz into hair, baby. Hair.
all right. So, girls, look. For all of us that has been snatched back,
Yes.
we can bring it back up front.
And stop snatching your edges back, ladies. As we get older, it is so much harder for our hair to grow,
Right.
right? So stop snatching your edges back. Look, y'all, I wear weave, I do everything to my hair, braids, all kind of stuff, and I keep my edges, right?
Right. I see. You got nice edges, girl.
Yes, girl, that's that growth boost edge tamer. I have edge tamer. I have edge booster. We have just
Okay.
anything that you need to grow your hair and also maintenance products.
Okay.
So go to that website, y'all.
Nadia, tell them the site that they can go pick it up right now. Get off of this and go and pick it up.
Just minimize this and go to www.crowninskin.com, or you can go to my online beauty supply store, which is erisbeautylounge.com.
Very good.
Everything is available on both sites.
Very good. Come on, girls. Let's get snatch them edges right
Girl, come on, bring them edges back. Come on, bring them edges back.
now. All
We
right.
need that. Edges are life. Edges are life.
That's amazing, Nadia. You funny girl. Snatch back.
Snatch them back, boo.
That's what you should have called it. Snatch back. Oh man. So now, look, you are a nurse, you're a wife, you're a mom, you're this. Now, hairstylist. Now, you decided to add something else to your accolades, honey. And
Yes.
that's author. Was it the author first, or did you do the community thing first? Which was
I,
first?
I did the community thing first.
Okay.
2013,
Yes, let's talk about that.
in 2013, I was in my beauty salon, of course, with my clients. On Friday nights, we would have a great girl time with our daiquiris. Like the last client would have to bring the daiquiris, and right, and we would have the music, and we would just, just let go,
Yes.
and you know how the beauty shop is for women. We just talk about our men, talk about our problems, talk about everything, just let it all out
We even
and go
talk
home.
about, look, you talk about the snatch back too.
Yes, yes. And so we were, just doing that one Friday night. And I was the first one of the crew with a lot of kids, right? So I was sitting there venting one night, and I was like, God, these boys, they do this, they do that. And one of my friends, she had just had a son. And she was like, oh my God, this is what I have to go through. And I was like, yeah. So right. So just look for it. Don't be surprised. Don't stress yourself. Just go through the motions. And so in going through those conversations on Friday nights, God brought it to me. He was like, look, you are someone that can bring people together, and then someone, they listen to you. They listen. You're a person of influence, and you need to use it to help other women know that they can get through raising boys, because that was one thing that I was reserved about. What it's, can a woman effectively raise a man? Of course, there's been, you know, plenty of men that grew up without their fathers, but that was just something. I was a little sheltered, so that was just something that I had questions about. And so, God was just like, look, bring these women together and let them know that it's possible.
Okay. It's
And if you're obedient, I will make the way for you.
yes.
And so it all started with just being obedient. And we would have it. So the organization that I formed is called Sisters of Empowerment. And
Okay.
so we would have meetings where the women could bring their kids. We also have events where the kids are welcome. Then we started implementing projects and events for the kids,
Right.
including our Mr. and Miss Empowerment pageant, which is a confidence and self-esteem building pageant for boys and girls. And
Okay.
so we began doing that annually here in Baton Rouge, and it went really well. And the kids that go through our pageant, we follow them throughout their life. And when they graduate high school, we give them a book scholarship to go off to college with.
Oh,
And so that is what we haven't been able, of course, with the pandemic, we haven't been able to, meet with them and stuff like that, but we are still giving them their scholarships and reaching out to the parents. And us women, we still do conference calls and Zooms. We might get on Zoom with our glass of wine and just vent for a few
yes.
minutes. But yeah, that's what God brought to me. And then in that occasion, I started meeting a lot of female entrepreneurs.
Right, right.
And that is my heart, is to help other female entrepreneurs
Wait a
because
minute. Now, wait a minute. Let's go back to the pageant now. I want
okay.
to talk about these babies.
Okay.
Babies, okay?
Mhm.
Now, did you guys come to find out when you got together with the babies? Did you find out what created their lower self-esteem and their confidence? What did it? Is it because there's a missing parent in the home? What goes on? We work too hard. What was it? Or do you even go that route?
Well, we don't really go that route, but in working with the kids, you can tell what kind of affects them.
Right.
And mostly we found that it was just them being shy and no one ever pushing them to let it out, and or encouraging them to say, come on, stand up here and read this poem for me.
Mm.
Stand up here and tell me your name and your grade. It's just small stuff like that that helps those kids to break out of that shyness, break out of that low self-esteem. And then what we did during the pageant, I had about 5 judges each time, and each judge was picked according to their industry. And so they would have to come in and teach our children. We called it empowerment sessions. They would have to have an empowerment session with the kids that were in the pageant and teach them something. Like we had how to tie a tie for the guys. We have hygiene for the girls, how to keep up your skincare, different stuff like that. And that is how we interacted with them more. It was more than just the final pageant day. It was a process
Build up.
to get them right. Because of course, when they first come, they're like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to, I
Yes,
don't want to
yes.
do it. And then to progress and they're like, I'm ready, I'm ready. It
Right, right.
was just
It's
good.
amazing because you see them here and now they're,
Right.
oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. But you
Some
do
of them even began to sing like they would sing at home, of course, but then their parents be like, this girl can sing, she won't sing. By the end of the pageant, baby, they were blowing on that mic,
get
had the whole room standing for them. Yes, and it was amazing. So I'm definitely looking forward to us doing our next one.
I like that. And you do know that I do have a book on overcoming the fear of speaking publicly. Okay.
Yes.
And
So
one of
we may have to implement that into our little curriculum, baby.
maybe I can come on down there to Baton Rouge.
Come on, girl. Come on.
Because one of the things is when you put them up against what they know, this is
Yes.
when they flourish, honey. Okay, and
Yes.
it's awesome. You got to put people where they are in order for
Right.
them to be who they're going to be. Okay, and that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't understand. You can't just shoot me, oh, read a poem. That ain't what I do. What I can,
Right.
there's
Right.
a difference. All right, but that's a great job. I love that. I
Thank
love that
you.
also. Now, let's get down to the get down. Let's get down to the book, honey.
Yes.
Yes. What made you create this book? How did you get the name? And why did you do it?
Now, which one you talking about?
Well, the first one, the first book, the workbook.
Yes, Entrepreneur Activity Workbook. That came about with Sisters of Empowerment because, like I said, I started to meet so many female entrepreneurs during that time. And that was due to the events that we would put on. We would do like women's empowerment teas and different things like that. And so I was like, we need something to help. Most women didn't have a business plan. Like after speaking with them, and them seeking my help in their business,
Mhm.
it was like I don't have a business plan. You're like, well, what does your business plan say, or where are you at on your business plan? I don't have a business plan. I don't have so.
Right. And it,
Entrepreneur Activity Workbook came about during that time in 2018, and it is a step-by-step workbook that helps us to build our business plan. So
Real.
you go through the steps in the book, and when you come to the end of it, you have all of your pieces for your business plan, and you just have to put them together.
Oh, did you put in that book? Sometimes it's easier to come together and joint venture with others, like you have done with your hair care products.
I did not.
Mm.
So
Mm.
don't make me do a volume two.
Because sometimes other people need accountability partners.
Right,
You come together, it makes it easy. It's like, hey, now, hello, did you do so and so? And it's back and forward. So this way
right.
you jump because life gets involved. And when life gets involved, honey, there ain't no coming back.
It's
Okay.
right,
And so
right.
you need that accountability partner to say, hey girl, tuck your stuff. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yes,
So I think you
yes,
should put that in your next volume.
yes, ma'am. Certainly will. Certainly will.
Good. So how did any woman or entrepreneurs, they followed this book, and at the end, were they successful with getting a company?
Yes, yes, yes.
Ooh,
They
girl,
will
we
have.
gotta bring them on the show.
Yes, girl. So we implemented mentorship
Okay.
into Sisters of Empowerment for the female entrepreneurs, and that is where I utilize the workbook most. They receive a copy of the workbook to go through their mentorship with me, or some of the other ladies are also entrepreneurs, business owners, so they help as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, so they use that to help guide them. It has, your SMART goals in it. It has your budget. It has, everything your executive summary, everything that you need to lay your business out and see just what you need to do to plan ahead. And
Right.
that's what a lot of us don't do as business owners. We plan for the moment.
Well, it's not that we don't plan. We plan, but we don't know how to plan it. That's it.
Yes.
Like you said, the executive, what do you call it?
Summary.
Some you do that. Oh my God. Or how you build a contract, or what your book starts it from A to Z.
Yes.
Is that right? And so by the time they're done, do you have someone to call and say, hey, girl, what is this?
Well, as
No?
their mentor, we do weekly calls. So they're able to, yeah, they're able to ask whatever they need. If they need, like, and honestly, Ernie, I did that because coming up as an entrepreneur in the 90s, in the early 2000s, as I did, we didn't have all the resources that are available now. And
No?
it's so hard. It was so hard for me, as a mother, a single mother trying to build my businesses, and I didn't have the capacity, the financial capacity to invest in myself, invest in my business, because I had to do it for my kids. I had to put all my money into my kids.
Yes.
And so that learning the things through experience made me realize that everyone doesn't need to go through this. Help them, show them where they can move around some of those areas where they can pay their taxes on time, where they can register their business. There are a lot of people, we found out during this pandemic, there are a lot of people running businesses for years and were never registered with their state. So
Right,
that
right.
means you missed out on so much money that they're giving out now because of one little piece of paperwork that costs $150.
Ooh.
So those are the things that motivate me to help others, because it's the one thing that separates successful people from unsuccessful people is information. And
Yes.
so I like to be a hub for information, if
Yeah.
nothing else.
That is the saying, each one teach one.
Yes,
That is definitely the saying. And why should I go all the way around when you know how to get there?
that's it.
You've been there already. You did the work. So,
Yes.
girl, tell them where they can get that book from, girl. Tell them.
Y'all go to www.nadiafrancois.com. You can order that book and any of the other books in my library.
Yeah, and does that also comes with the Zoom call?
Yeah, they can get the Zoom. The mentorship is a separate, but you can definitely add that during during the into that book and on the website is what I'm trying to say.
Because I think you need it. It's a package deal. You need that.
Yes,
Okay?
yes,
Because all your friends ain't into what you're doing, girl. Okay? And we know that. So you need other minds, masterminds to come together to make it
right.
whole.
And
So
if you are in business, there's nothing wrong with having friends that are not in business.
exactly.
But like you said, get you someone that is on that level,
Yes.
because it's some things that we go through as business owners that no one else can relate to, no one
Exactly.
else can help you out of, no matter how much you get
No,
to them.
no.
So get you someone that can help you get results, that
Yes.
can help you be productive, and that can help you grow. Like, I'm gonna give one good tip for business owners.
You
Y'all,
read my mind, girl.
invest your time in income producing activities. Okay. That is what I have found that has helped me. We have a list of things that we have to do daily, but if they are not about making the money, which is an income producing activity,
Mhm.
then that needs to be at the bottom of your list, right? So make sure that you fill your list daily with your income producing activities. If it's not making dollars, it's not making sense. Okay. And that's for business.
Okay. How do they do that? How do you say you wake up and before you wake up, I'm going to do this, this, this? Life gets in the way and it cuts you off. It sidetracks you. How do they get back on track? First, how do they get to establish that list?
So, first, you have to plan, right? And if you go to my website, I have a goal planning worksheet there. It's free. And what you can do, you plan out your day, you plan out your week. I am a weekly person because, like you said, life comes up and hey, stuff happens. You ain't looking at no list. You don't want to see no list.
Damn the list.
Right, damn the list. Okay. So what I do every Sunday is I take about an hour because I really try to have family day. But in reality, we are business owners. We have to do what we got to do. So
Okay.
I take about an hour or two every Sunday and I write down what I need to accomplish that week. Of course, we have our routine things. You can write that down as well because sometimes we get sidetracked off of that. But I write my weekly to-do list, my weekly goals list, and then I just go through them, and do what I have to do. I prioritize them. If it's 3 or 4 things in a day, yay, I did it. Check those off. And then the next day you move to the other items on the list. If you haven't happened to skip a day, then that means you have to do double the next day, right? So
Yeah.
that is how keep myself on track. Like I said, I don't do daily because I live day to day with my kids and the house and all of that. And so with my businesses, I try to automate a lot.
Okay. All right.
I try to automate a lot and I try to, like I said, plan my week. In that way, you'll know, look, at the
Right.
very least, I need to do this, and this.
Yes.
And the rest, you can funnel in when you're on at the end of the night, or if you get up early and knock those other few little things out, but make sure that you complete the things that pay your bills.
Right. But now I've tried the everyday make your list crap. Okay. And like I said, life gets in the way. Now,
Hmm.
once life gets in the way, what I would do is go back to it. I won't create another list.
Right.
Still live off of the same list
That's
until
it.
I actually get it done. What I will
Yes.
do, when I found myself doing, is adding to the list and being able to go back. So
Yes.
I think that that's a good thing also. Now,
Yes.
we're live, and I have a question from someone, from a guest. She said, what was the $150 thing that we were just talking about as far as going to get your paperwork done at the, what, for the income tax, the IRS? You missed
Yes.
money. What was the $150?
So the $150, and that's just an estimate of what it costs state to state, but that is registering your business with the Secretary of State within your state. That is what actually makes your business, a recognized business. So it may be a little bit less, it may be a little bit more depending on your state, but an average is about 150. And it's a very simple document that you most times can complete online
Okay.
to register your business.
Now
And
is
then you add your EIN. EINs are free. You do not pay for those.
right.
EINs are free.
Okay. Now, does that mean is that DBA doing business as or the LLC? Is that what you're
Yes.
speaking of when you say register?
Yes.
Okay. So they can actually do a DBA and or an LLC. Now, what is the difference between the DBA and the LLC?
So the DBA is just a doing business as. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. I have a transportation company. It's called Legacy Medical Transportation. But I may not want to transport just medical, so my DBA is Legacy Transportation,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
right? So, or you may, if you have the Ernie Peppers show, you may DBA as Ernie Peppers, just
Right.
your name, you know. So the DBA is just an extra name that your business may go by, and
Okay.
you have to document that on your EIN application and on your Secretary of State application. And
Oh,
that is how you receive your DBA. So it's not really separate from the LLC, it's a part of it. And
oh,
so when you register, you will either register like as a sole proprietor, you will either register as a LLC. There's a
yeah.
partnership or LLP or corporation. So it all depends on how much money you're bringing in to
Right.
what you will register your business as. Of course, most of us do LLCs because that protects your personal assets.
Yes. Is that so? It's pretty much I can say it's like a AKA.
Yeah, exactly.
Known as.
Definitely. Yep.
Okay. All right, girl. I hope you answered your question. But now, can you also claim a DBA for the IRS?
Yes. Yeah.
Without,
When you do your application for your EIN number, you
Mhm.
just include it. They have a section where you can include your DBA.
Oh, okay. And you can claim it with the IRS at the end of the year.
Yeah.
No LLC.
No, well, no, you need the LLC too.
The
You need
LLC.
both. Yeah.
Okay. So you need both in order to do that. All right.
Hmm.
Well, girl, I hope we answered your question. Okay.
Yes.
Now, baby, don't.
Now, wait. Let me just interject this. Unless you are utilizing it as a sole proprietor, but
Okay.
like a self contractor, right? Like if you receive 1099s or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then
Okay.
you don't need an LLC. You can just utilize your social.
Okay. So you can use it as a sole proprietor or a
Mhm.
contractor. That's the
Yeah,
only way you can get over with claiming the with the IRS without an LLC.
right.
But if you're doing all that, you might as well just do the LLC
Exactly.
and do the D.
So
The,
that you're protected. It's more, see,
right.
the LLC is more of a protection. So if you're doing anything and someone decides to sue you, that will protect your personal assets. Like they can't come to your personal stuff if you have an LLC because they will only be able to sue the business.
Oh, we don't need that. Okay.
Right,
You do.
right.
Well,
So
good.
LLC people, LLC or corporation,
LLC.
and consult your accountant. All businesses need an accountant. Don't think that they are too expensive because they are not. Invest in your business because those are the people that are going to save you when you start making all that money.
Hello. Hello. But girl, I gotta get that book. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I send you one.
I want to be in your group.
Come on, boo.
Okay. So now let's talk about now that you've done that book, you also have, I love the name, Better Women, Better World. Talk about
Yes.
I
So,
love it.
Better Woman, Better World was the first compilation book that I participated in. I think that was what 2018,
Uh-huh.
and it was it was a wild ride to participate in that. It was like over 52 women that
Woo!
participated in this anthology and women from all over the world. So that was like how the title came about. And
Yes.
so I participated under another visionary, and I made so many friends through that, like globally. And this book was the book that made me an international best-selling author.
Woo!
Yes, so it is available on Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon.com, and you all can. It's an ebook. It's not a paperback, but it's an ebook, and it's enlightening, very enlightening stories from women across the world on how they have become better and how to help other women become better.
Hey. Oh, that's interesting. Now, how did you gather up 52 women one
Well,
book?
it wasn't my project. I was just a participant, girl. That,
Okay. Oh,
yeah, I was just a participant. That was a lot. Yeah.
girl, I can't get 3 women.
Well, I can get a few. I can get a few. We'll have to look. We'll have to collaborate. You bring your three, and
Girl,
I'll bring my three.
it's hard bringing people together.
That's it.
Oh, oh, good, good for you. I would like to have a
Yes.
copy of that one too. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, Miss Beautypreneur, Miss Nonprofit, Miss First Time Author, Second Time Author. Now, you got another book going on that is hot on the stop right now. Okay,
Yes.
what is your superpower anthology? Come on,
Yes.
tell me about it.
Yes. What's Your Superpower Anthology is my baby. Is the first anthology, which is a compilation.
Uh huh.
An anthology is a compilation project. It is several authors coming together, telling their stories, and it's making one book, right? So it's an ultimate opportunity for collaboration.
Nice.
And that is why I participate in compilations, because it just gives you so much more room and visibility.
Yes.
So after participating in Better Woman, Better World,
Hmm.
which was, like I said, a diverse participating of authors, a diverse participation of authors,
Right,
I
right.
decided that, well, I kept going through people saying, girl, you're a superwoman, like raising those kids and um, giving back, being an author, all of that. They're like, oh, you're a superwoman. Oh, how do you do? You're a superwoman. And I'm like, it's all God. It's all God. It's not me, because He is just working through me. If it was me, it would be all messed up, believe me. And so, just going through a couple of years of people telling me that,
Yeah.
and, having the idea
Hmm.
for the compilation on my plate, because I had it on my to-do list. Like I said, from meeting all of these female entrepreneurs and female community leaders, and I was like, we have to do some type of collaboration. And it
Yes.
was like, one day I was writing with, we all had, it was like about 4 or 5 of us were writing to support another lady's TV show that
Okay.
she had invited us to. And I was like, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this, so get ready. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to do a book project, and I want y'all to be a part of it. And I started telling them, I was like, everybody keeps saying I'm a superwoman, and I think that we should showcase our superpowers, right? And so they were like, oh, yeah, 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 let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. So I came back and I was like, let me start, jotting stuff down, start brainstorming. And then I put it out there. I started contacting the ladies that, I thought would be good for the project.
Okay.
And then I also did an open call on Facebook and Instagram, put
Hmm.
it out there that we were looking for authors to be a part of a compilation of women telling their stories of overcoming adversity, utilizing their God given superpower. And
Nice.
so that is how What's Your Superpower anthology was born.
Mhm.
And then during that time, well, in the publication, there was a great author named Buyanzi that has moved to Africa. She lives in Nairobi, and she was like, Nadia, I have a great opportunity for you in the book. And I was like, what is it? And she was like, do you want your own TV show for the book? And I was like,
Boom.
TV show, that was nowhere in nowhere in my plan. And I was like, wow. And I talked to God, and He was like, well, that is the next step for books, and just going in order. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, well, sure, let's do it. So we got on the TV show. We got the TV show going, and what I was doing was just interviewing the authors that were in the book,
Yes.
telling about their life, telling about, and then promoting the book. That was my whole deal. It's just, I'm not going to let this book die, because I feel a lot of people have books, they publish books, and then they just, let them die off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And we are going to push this book. We're going to push this book, right? And so we put the book out, did the TV show.
Hmm.
2 months later, the network owner contacted me, because we are on Exposure TV Network,
Okay.
with the show. And she contacted me, and she was like, I love your concept. I love the fact that you are glorifying the kingdom. You
Yes.
should be a channel owner. And
Yes.
so the channel, What Your Superpower TV channel, was born December 23rd of 2020. And
Woo!
we have just been moving forward since then. And then
Yes.
we've added the podcast. So
Woo!
just multiple outlets for women to get their stories out,
Yes. Yes. Because you know what happens? Women, as women, we go through certain things and we feel as if we're alone.
Only one, right?
The whole entire world
Yes,
is going through something. And once you bring us together and we start collaborating and starting to talking and starting to drink them margaritas,
okay. It all comes out, and we're like, you know what? We're
yes,
going through the same thing.
and you come together in a community of women
Yes,
that strengthen each other and hold
yes.
each other up and be like, girl, you ain't in this by yourself.
That's
I
it.
am there.
You got this. You got this, sis. You got this.
Yes. And because I know you got it, because I've gotten over it. And this
That's it.
we start merging together and we become the strength. And I got your hand on your back. I got you, girl.
Yes.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. You know?
Yes.
But I'm loving you, girl. I am loving it. I still got to get down there to Baton Rouge to get my. Do you do this hairstyle here?
I probably can pull it off, girl. Look, if I can see it, most times I can achieve it.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'll be down there getting the margarita ready.
Yes, and come on, eat some of our good old Southern food. You're gonna want to stay. Then you gotta bring me up to Brooklyn, girl. I
Very
gotta come
good.
see what's going on in Brooklyn.
Goings ons. It's a lot goings ons.
Gotta come out there and collaborate with some of you Brooklyn women, baby.
Yes. But you know what? What I'm loving is that even though the pandemic has got us in the house, I have reached out to so many women all over the states, all over the world now. I wouldn't have been able
Yes,
to do that at
right.
the TV station that I'm a part of. I would have
Hmm.
only gotten just the people that was maybe in Jersey, New Jersey, or Connecticut, and just New York itself.
Right.
Girl, I've been reaching out.
God
Honey,
is good. And I said the same thing. I was like, had even though the pandemic came unexpectedly and took so many lives, there
yeah,
was some positivity that came out of it.
yes,
Families were brought together.
yes,
Businesses have been able to flourish or be built. A lot of businesses came out of this pandemic, and of course, my TV channel being one. The book, all of that was birthed during, well, it wasn't birthed during the pandemic, but it was pushed out during the pandemic,
yes.
right? So,
And you know,
yeah,
it also gave you a chance to look within.
yes,
That sense of I got to get this done because I don't know. Reality hit that every day
yeah,
I promise to you, and that's what a lot of people have seen, and it ignited the fire up under their butt.
yes,
Get it done now. Why wait till later?
that's it.
Yes, it was a lot of hard things have done
Yeah,
a lot of people, but baby, we can't focus on that. We got to keep moving.
that's it.
Okay?
That's it.
And I love it. I love it. I've loved it. It has brought us together.
Definitely,
We wouldn't have known
definitely.
each other on any other platform. We got to know each other from here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm loving it. I love you, girl. I
Love
love
you too.
it. So, look, this is what I want you to do. I want you to reiterate what it is that you do, Miss Superwoman, with the superpowers and the superwomen behind you. And I want to let everyone know where we can find you.
Yes, ma'am. Once again, I am Nadia Francois, CEO of What's Your Superpower brand. I am also a hairstylist and CEO of Aris Hair Care Systems. I can be found at www.nadiafrancois.com, and all of the links to my other businesses and endeavors are also there. Sistersofempowerment.org. Aris Hair Care Systems is crownandskin.com. But like I said, all of them are right there on my website, www.nadiafrancois.com. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook. Y'all connect with me. And I have these shows, I have the podcast. If you are a woman doing great things in your community, you do not have to be famous, you do not have to be someone way up here, because we are all on one level and we are trying to increase the kingdom and increase our bottom line. And
Right.
so reach out to me so that we can connect. I can get you on some of these shows and we can collaborate
Yeah.
on any other opportunities. Just tune in to www.nadiafrancois.com.
And don't worry about it, y'all. I'm gonna put all the links in. Don't y'all even worry about it. I got y'all. Okay. As far as being famous, damn that.
That's it.
Be famous while you're doing it. You're doing
That's
all the
it.
hard work that famous people do. If you
That's
on
it.
YouTube, you famous. Okay.
Sure.
You are
That's it.
okay. Get out there and get your products and your services done. Let everybody know about you. Can't nobody know about you if they got to knock on your damn door. Okay.
No, they're not coming to your doors. They're not coming to your doors.
Yes. So get on the Facebook, get on the IG, get on the Ernie Pepper Show, get on
That's it.
the Nadia Show. Just get on all the
Yes.
shows that you can get on and just talk about it, live about it, tell everybody about it.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Yes, Nadia Francois, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on my show. You've served a lot of value, and I know for the people that are listening now and the people that are going to be listening, I want to thank you guys for even taking the time to spend some time with me and my girlfriend Nadia. Okay, and I am your host Ernie Peppers of the Ernie Pepper Show, and thanks for tuning in. It has been a fun, fabulous, phenomenal morning. Have a good time, good evening, good night, and take care, Nadia. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you later, baby. Y'all.